Good day and welcome to another exciting episode of WEDCOnomics, brought to you by Wentworth Economic Development Corporation and Wolfeboro Community TV. WEDCO is focused on advising, financing, and promoting the small business sector here in the Eastern Lakes region of New Hampshire. And Wolfeboro Community TV is your community resource to bring you local news and happenings and events. And as a reminder, they always can use support. They are a nonprofit, and so in your annual giving, think of Wolfeboro Community TV. Okay, hey,
Hello.
Nichole Hunter.
Yes, glad to be
You might
back.
recall she was here probably about a year ago.
I would think so, yeah.
Right? I mean, time flies. And you know what I did? I called you a project manager.
Okay.
She accepts that. Nichole, for simplicity's sake, is the project manager of Explore Moose Mountain. And we talked about that the last time she was on. But we've had some things happen and change, and it's an ongoing fluid situation. And she and I both thought it would be good to talk a little bit more about what's been happening at Explore Moose Mountain. But first, let's recap from the last time we talked. What is the Explore Moose Mountain project, and how did it come about?
Sure. So the Explore Moose Mountains project has been a nonprofit, kind of grassroots opportunity to support local businesses, local organizations, recreational opportunities within the Moose Mountains region, which we have traditionally been talking about as 7 communities around the Moose Mountains: Brookfield, Middleton, Milton, New Durham, Wakefield, Wolfeboro, and Farmington, New Hampshire. And so for several years, there was a group of volunteers who were helping to support that local area by sharing what was happening at the businesses and what events were coming up, encouraging people to come to our area, and for those who are living in the area to better understand what's in their backyard. And that's what we've been doing for several years now. And we've always been under the umbrella of WEDCO, and have had their support. So that traditionally has been what we've been doing.
Yeah, so a lot of time and effort went into the development of. Is
Absolutely.
it Explore Moose Mountain or Mountains?
Mountains.
It's plural.
Yes.
Mountains. All right. Did you get that, Timothy? Yeah, a lot of work, a lot of volunteer hours, sort of a labor of love. And what the towns you listed off, some have an easier time with attracting tourists than others.
Absolutely.
And but all those towns harbor, hold special places.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
That are worthy of mention and attention. And so when Explore Moose Mountain sort of started out, I believe the focus was on trying to highlight every business.
Yes.
Which is nearly impossible. Even in this rural region, there's a lot of businesses out there.
There are a lot of businesses, especially once you start looking and you see all of the small businesses, all of the from home businesses. There's quite a lot. Yes.
Okay, so when we last met, that's kind of where Explore Moose Mountains was at. It was in the throes of developing a website that would sort of guide people to sort of be a yellow pages for the area.
Yeah.
You guys remember the yellow pages? Because I do. They were pretty handy.
Yeah.
Now they're gone. But anyway, so what has sort of transpired since the last time we met to where we are today?
So, so you're correct. When it first started, it was really came about as an opportunity to highlight and support everything within the region. Of course, that's quite a lot. There are a lot of different businesses, organizations, places to stay. There's so many things happening. And so right now, there is a shift of focus to highlighting featured businesses, featured recreation spots that really highlight what is so special about this region, why folks should come and visit us here in the Moose Mountains region. So we've kind of shifted away from highlighting everything that's here, so that we can focus and really best support those businesses and organizations that end up on our website and in our marketing communications.
Okay, so that is definitely a shift. It in a broad sense, it moves from quantity to quality.
Yes.
The overarching goal has not changed in the sense that the whole idea is to attract tourists and visitors to our region. We in the Moose Mountains sort of reside between the seacoast and the White Mountains, so we have a bit of a challenge there.
We do.
Where those two places are considered destinations, and perhaps the Moose Mountains are not, to a degree. I mean, certainly, like I said, there are some towns that are clearly destinations for visitors, such as Wolfeboro. But a lot of other towns and a lot of really cool businesses out there. So by moving from sort of quantity to quality, you're essentially saying on the website, hey, these are places you need to visit when you come into town.
Yeah, so essentially what we're doing is we're making it even easier for folks to discover really kind of unique, quintessential New Hampshire businesses here in the region for their visits and for those of us who live here. The must-see destinations during this different seasons, the best places to stay, the most delicious restaurants, to really help them put together their vacation itinerary or their staycation itinerary, and also help us to better promote the region in a more kind of niche way, so that folks can start recognizing our name, start understanding that we are a region full of amazing things, and they don't have to stop at the seacoast, nor do they have to drive all the way to the White Mountains to find a really fantastic opportunity here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And so I'm trying to picture in my mind, the website has been developed. It's going through some tweaking,
Yes.
right? So that it is better able to kind of deal with this format change from yellow pages to gold stars, right? So over the course of 3 or 4 months, you might have 40 gold star businesses up there, up on the website.
Yeah.
Right? And then that can grow over time. Who's making the decision on who is the gold star business?
Who's a gold star?
We're kind of feeling this out as we go, if you hadn't told. But, yeah, I mean, I love the concept. The concept's great. I personally, I do look at, like, Yelp and stuff when I'm going somewhere
Yeah.
and I'm unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I do utilize those 10 best restaurants in this area, things that happen that are out there. But I can see where a local approach would be far more dynamic and far more informed as far
Mhm.
as letting people know a really cool place to have a sandwich and a beverage or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, how do you envision that happening?
So, as you mentioned, we are still kind of working out exactly how it's going to look. But the intent is that we will have a list of criteria that businesses are going to need to meet, so that we can really make sure that we are not just focusing on businesses that we feel are the best, but who also kind of have engagement with us, want to be part of the whole approach. And it's not going to be determined by one person. It's going to be determined by a small group of folks who are going to have discussions, visit the business, really get to know each business or destination, so that we can curate a list that...
Curate. I like
Exactly.
that word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There needs to be intention behind it, both for Explore Moose Mountains, and who we're marketing and sharing with our audiences, both local and tourists, but also for the businesses, so that they know what it takes to be on the list, so that they can reach out if they are interested, and we can say, oh yes, you know, we'd love to have you as part of this. We've visited you. You're certainly a unique part of our region. But we are working that out. And it's going to shift how our website operates and how participation on the website will occur.
Yeah, very much so. It's
Mhm.
it's definitely a paradigm shift. I like the fact people, a group of people would sit around and have that discussion first and foremost. I think that's a really healthy discussion to have, because it causes us to focus on small business, which WEDCO certainly endorses that. And it also causes us to focus on the things that make a small business successful,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? And so if WEDCO's vision for this area is a vibrant small business economy, then clearly we would want to do what we can to maximize our assets, or our high-performing small businesses. We would want to maximize that,
Mhm.
and this website is one way to do that.
Yeah.
I guess in my mind is how I'm thinking.
I would agree. And I would also, while we may be kind of focusing down on featured businesses and destinations here within the Moose Mountains, the goal is always to lift all ships. And so by having more people come for a specific destination, for a specific event, we're getting more people here, and those people will then be able to explore even further. So while we won't be featuring every single business within the Moose Mountains region, we anticipate, our goal is that this will have a trickle-down effect to everybody, because the more people who are here, who are exploring, who are hungry and need to stop for a snack, will get out to more of these businesses and get to know our region better.
Absolutely. Now, so I can, this group of folks that are talking about this are going to have to define, some of the criteria,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned quintessential New Hampshire. So, I mean, to me, that is one criteria. And what is quintessential New Hampshire? Well, we got to talk about that, right? But or what is quintessential small business, and you can, maybe one of the criteria is it's family owned,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be one thing that we would be looking for, family owned. Obviously, it has to be well run. Obviously, they have to produce an exceptional product. We don't want to steer people to places that will
Mm-hmm.
give them a bad taste of the
Absolutely,
Moose
yeah.
Mountains. I think that would be fascinating. So this group would say, all right, let's contact so-and-so. They fit the bill.
Mm-hmm.
We want them featured on the website. Let us call them and say, we would like to put you on our website. Am I thinking correctly?
I think you are. That we actually have already begun developing a list of who on our team feel might be included. And so once we have that list kind of more narrowed down and we have our criteria all checked off, we want to make sure that we're interacting with businesses who also know they're on the website. They want to be part of the Explore Moose Mountains project, and they're engaged in it. So we're not just going to slap them up without their knowledge or their participation, because really to have the most impact, we need to make sure that they are part of the whole process so that we have the correct information and we can guide visitors to the right places when they're open. In my mind, it needs to be as accessible as possible, in that they need to be easily discovered, and folks need to know where they are, when they're open, and how they can be contacted, and know that when they show up, they're going to be met with the open business during their hours, or if they have a question, they can get the answers they're looking for.
Yeah, now, can we expand the geography of Moose Mountains a little?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had that discussion, and we are broadening the region. So as I mentioned at the top, there were traditionally 7 communities that we've been supporting, but if you live in this area or you visit this area, you know that the boundaries kind of are, they're
Fluid?
not, they're a little fluid. They're not so easily, this town to this town, and even if you live in one town, you may look at that local business just over the line as your favorite business. So we are opening it up so that it's a little less defined, so that we can really make sure that we're featuring and focusing on the unique businesses that make this area so special without having a strict line across the
Right.
road. Yeah.
That sounds good to me. I think we all would benefit from being a little less boundary focused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And instead of focused on boundary, focus on overall impacts or whatever. That's just me. That's my opinion, but it's my show, so.
And if you live around here, you visit around here, you also know we're not talking about a half-hour drive from one town to the other, or with nothing in between. We're really all neighboring communities, and we all support each other, and we all work together. And a lot of our local businesses, especially our local small businesses, family owned businesses, have partnerships across town lines. And so to really just shut them off, I think, does a disservice to our visitors, to our residents, and to us in terms of making the best product and featuring the best businesses.
So this project,
Mm-hmm.
which you're curator,
One of, yes.
you're going to have a lot of titles by the time we're done. We're gonna pull in some partner businesses there, and we'll grow the list as we can. We don't want to be ultra exclusive, but there's just not everybody's going to get on that website. So, but and we may reach out to that business and say, okay, hey, we're putting you on our website. If it's okay with you, I'd like you to perhaps become a participant in the overall evaluation of who, maybe they become part of the group. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out.
Oh, well, I think traditionally, I always think the more involvement, the better, right?
Yeah.
The more engagement, the more ownership.
But you're
of
not asking
projects.
for any financial contribution from them.
No, we're not at this time, no.
So get the website out there, get it up, get it going, get it populated, and see what kind of an impact it has.
Yeah. Yeah, and get the folks to the website, get the eyes on the website, and get those folks adding these businesses to their itinerary, come and visiting, engaging with us on social media, so that we can evaluate those markers as well and see where we're hitting the mark, where we need to grow, so that we can see the value for those businesses and get their input on it, and know kind of what those next steps will be. But for right now, those businesses that we feature, we will be inviting for free to participate, kind of in this new direction. We're very excited about it, and we hope they will be as well.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a real partnership to me, and the way to go. And if it turns out that this turns out to be a highly valuable marketing tool for that particular business, maybe they do contribute a little bit. You know, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe the contribution is based on the impacts, because the analytics are all there. It's easy enough to see who's clicking on what and when, and
Yeah, absolutely.
right? I mean, you know how to do that. I don't.
Yes, but and so those are things that we will see over time, and I think the feedback from the businesses and the communities are going to be really important for us, for evaluating, what kind of value it's bringing to the table and what that looks like going forward.
So I picture sort of a whimsical feel to this website, a fun, not a heavy website, but a whimsical, this is fun. Don't we want to be whimsical here in the Moose Mountains?
Yeah, we want to be inviting, we want to be, right, we want to be welcoming, engaging, we want to be fun, we want you to come, or if you already live here, to discover fun things to do, delicious food to be able to go out, and find at a restaurant, not to miss events, throughout the different seasons. So certainly we want this to be, really the place to go to find what you want to do, where you want to stay, where you're going to go during your stay here.
Can you see, as time goes by, as time goes on, yes, we're featuring local businesses that we think should be featured because they put in the effort to produce a really nice place, whatever it might be. Do you see the website doing other things beyond that? Is it a place for example, reviews? Or is that not, I don't know, I'm asking.
Yeah, I think...
or blogs, or if somebody wanted to talk about, I don't know, could that be possible down the line?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things that the website can bring as opportunities that we're going to find over time that we want, features that our visitors want and our businesses would appreciate. So being able to review or comment on their experiences may be something that folks would like to do. Certainly, I know I like to read comments and reviews of places, even when I go to sites like Yelp or, are buying a product. And then having blog posts where we can do our write-ups about specific places, really get into the details, perhaps invite businesses to pitch in and let us know about them or upcoming events. There are a lot of different opportunities, and perhaps even some support for those businesses, because, of course, we're always trying to make sure that our local businesses have the support and resources that they need to be their most successful.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of one opportunity for that.
So what to you, is the most exciting part of this whole thing?
I think it's a little bit of the focus, being able to curate a list, and work more, and work more closely in a more engaged way with the businesses. To really get them involved and make it a community project. I think that's really going to bring a lot of renewed energy and direction to the project, and I think it just gives us a lot of opportunity. So that's what I'm most excited about right now.
What do you think the most challenging part's going to be of this whole?
I think it kind of goes along with the most exciting is the engagement, right? Is the making sure that we're able to connect with folks, we're able to best communicate with the businesses in a way that supports our mission and theirs, and making sure that we're on the same page and that we're listening to them, and we're also able to present our goals and our intentions in the best way possible. So I think that's both exciting because there's a lot of opportunity there, but there's always challenge in making sure that you're best communicating, especially with a larger group of businesses or a region or an audience, so I think they kind of go hand in hand.
So is there someplace now people can go to, or is the website not quite up yet?
The website is not quite up. I mean, it's up as it has been, but we are in the process of editing it. So there are changes that are taking place. I anticipate that the first big change, and I think it'll change over time as we learn more about what's working, what isn't, but the first big public view will be by the end of the year. So if you go to the website now, you may see some content up there that's going to be removed or changed. So if you see that over, the end of 2024, don't be alarmed. It's just part of the process as we make the transition to the new direction.
Well, it sounds really cool to me. Is there, if somebody was watched this and wanted to get a hold of you, just have them call WEDCO, and is that the best way to do that?
That's probably the best way right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and you can, Wentworth Economic Development Corporation has its own website. Just go on that and get a hold of us, and we can connect you to Nichole if you have some ideas or you think you want to get involved. We would certainly welcome that. I would be remiss not to mention that all this effort was certainly dependent upon a lot of work from you, from the volunteers, but it was also there was some cash costs to this as well, and we got to thank the USDA Rural Development for a couple grants that made the building of the website and other things possible, and WEDCO had to sort of match those funds, which we were happy to do because, as I said at the start, we advise, finance, and promote the small business sector, and this is sort of the promotion side of what WEDCO's doing right now, and we obviously want to have it be successful. Time will tell. We have the right curator sitting next to me. So very interesting times. Obviously, we'll continue as this website really gains speed and takes form. We'll continue to try and steer people to it.
Yeah.
Right? So, Thank you, USDA Rural Development. We appreciate your support. They've been very good. They also lend us money so that we can lend money to other businesses. So they're important. And we're out of time.
All right.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Nichole, thank you for coming on. Thank you for all your efforts in this project. Thank you for your new title, curator. Also, thanks to the volunteers that have put in so much effort into this. And again, if you want to reach out, just get a hold of WEDCO. Rosemary or I will be there. That's WEDCO. So, and in the interim, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Be well.